Next time you see a musician coming somewhere, this is the perfect storage for sweets and champagne, especially when you go into theater. So I'm ready to go to the theater. Here's my opera binoculars. Here's champagne, grapes, bananas and fruits. And here's the photos of the artists, and I hope they don't kill me because I've heard they're getting divorced or they got divorced lately. So I'm so sorry. Spoiler alert that prima ballerina wasn't even there, they just used her face as a clickbait to put everywhere. Here is my bestie's husband opening the champagne I brought, and she's super happy because it's our favorite champagne, even we usually drink it just on my birthday. So that was amazing. And I also brought the grapes and the fruit. Champagne tastes just amazing with grapes and pineapple. Then we cheered, and then I had a glass of champagne. I felt so happy. Then I decided to have another one, and it made me feel so high because I never drink. Actually, the last time I drank was in July on my birthday, and that made me feel like this. So I was just trying to collect myself together. We came there just an hour before our ballet, so we had just a little bit of time to walk around the city, and here's some pretty views. And I was actually surprised about how many Ukrainians live there. Like, the whole theater was filled with Ukrainians because it was Ukrainian Grand Ballet coming there, but I was hearing Ukrainians everywhere. I was like, hi, добрий день, як ваші справи? But they were ignoring me, like they became so Norwegian suddenly. Yeah, me too in some extent. But so here's just some pretty aesthetical places or views that caught my eye. This one reminded me of Italy somehow, and here's the view of our theater itself, Drammen's theater. And the city reminded me so much of Dnipro, which is my home city, and the architecture, the atmosphere, sometimes even the bricks, and I felt like I was home for a day, and make me so happy. So my friends really wanted to go to H&M, but we came there exactly 6 o'clock and they were closing, so we didn't manage to buy anything. But then they went to McDonald's. Sorry, but McDonald's is not my kind of thing, so they were just eating there, and I decided to just go and explore the surroundings alone. But come on Saturday night at 6 o'clock in Norway, everything was closed already, so I was just like window watching and making the videos of something that caught my eye. 15 minutes before the ballet, I ran back to the theater, and here is the theater inside. So I loved the beautiful chandeliers, the beautiful glass paintings, and of course the whole red atmosphere. Oh goodness, red is my favorite color when it comes to architecture, and when I see red velvet I just go crazy, and the hand-painted ceilings is just something I dream about. The theater itself is tiny, it's like 5 times smaller than the one in my home city, but it has 4 floors and we were sitting at the 3rd. It was perfect. So first off, I was straight up disappointed because the music was not live. It was just the music from loudspeakers, come on. And only then I noticed they don't even have an orchestra pit in this theater, so I was like, gosh, where was I looking before? So what did I expect? And of course they weren't my favorite prima ballerina that I wanted to see. They just used her face as a clickbait, and I was like, ooh. And guys, also it is prohibited to film at this theater, so that's why everything you see from the performances is so messy and just a bit of pieces. And I was just filming something that I enjoyed looking at, and of course the most beautiful ones I skipped because I was looking at it live. There were a few funny occasions there. So first of all, one of my binocular glasses started falling out, and I was just happy it didn't fall down from the floor that we were sitting on because it would break, but my opera binoculars are made in 19th century. It is handmade, and of course I can understand why they're breaking sometimes, but I was just so scared. Then it was funny when we saw a scene with just 5 guys dancing on the full moon and screaming a few times. I said to my friend, we could have just seen the same freaking thing for free in the Norwegian gym, because people there, especially men, lifting so heavy weights that they're screaming all the time. And also she was like, oh yeah, now I'll be imagining them doing this to classical music. Then there was a fail with the illumination system. They didn't hide the program they were playing the video on the background in, and it was so funny that my friend wanted to take a video of it, but she accidentally turned on the flashlight on her phone, and the whole theater saw her filming stuff. Overall, the show was very fun and unexpected turns and nice music, but of course I wish it was live and there were my favorite ballerina there. But even my friend's son, who is 4 years old, it was his first ballet in his life, he was thrilled, he was amazed, he was saying like, Mom, it's so cool that you took me there, thank you so much, it was all so interesting and cool. And I was just so happy that the newer generation still appreciates art. For me, ballet is all about discovering the abilities of a human body. I was sitting there looking and I was thinking about, wow, if I took the proper training, my body would also be able to do such things. But of course I don't need it. But people who devote their lives to it, they must be really obsessed with what they do. So much effort, so much challenges, both physically and mentally, so much preparation it takes just to be appealing to the eye of the viewer. There must be something enjoyable about this process if they're so devoted to such form of art. I was also pleasantly surprised that there were not only skinny ballerinas, there was one that would be considered a size plus ballerina by the ballet standards. And guys, I didn't tell you, the ballet was called The Children of the Night. It's basically about the androgynes. It's about 2 parts, which are male and female, that collide. Then there was a break and I was trying to take a beautiful picture with my opera glasses, and I felt like Anna Karenina just when looking at Vronsky, but I actually was looking at people at the first rows. They were watching TikToks. People buying the best places just to watch the TikTok. The opera glasses, it's an amazing thing to have, and everybody was asking me to borrow them and see how they work in real life. And you just have to adjust them right, and then it gives you this perfect smooth picture. And as I don't have the perfect eyesight, it has just upgraded my experience tremendously. At the end there was a standing ovation and it was so long that I actually couldn't wait for it to be over, as we needed to drive home for 2 more hours. And here's the last view of the foyer. But the surprises for the day weren't over, and guess what happened next? We got stopped by the police. So we were actually driving home, and I asked our driver, like, did you even take a driving license with you? And he said yes, but it's like just a piece of paper, and it's the picture of me when I was 18, and he's actually bald now, but he had the hair back then. So some of the other drivers reported the police that our driver was driving kind of strange, and maybe like if he was drunk or something. So the police officers pulled us at the nearest gas station, and it was so unexpected. They were driving a usual car, not a police car. So they just asked him to breathe into the tester, and it was fully zero, and we just went home successfully. And we saw a tiny bit of northern lights, but you can't see it in my camera because it was shitty. And that was the day. And oh my god, Norwegian policemen. I mean, okay, I'm not gonna talk about this, but I came home at 12 p.m. and I was sleeping happily.